Let strength be granted so the world might be mended, so the world might be mended. Brave soul who fears not death. I shall guide you to the fissure. So that you may lull the old one back to slumber.
Son, we did it. We somehow made it into the Demon's Souls remake. Boys, what a series of events. So, hold on, let's get out of this fucking tunnel and then I'll start talking to y'all. Alright, there's a man out here, but I believe I should be able to stab him with this rapier once or twice. The sounds for stabbing these things are coming out of the PS5's controller. Okay, so, in a manner very similar to how when Bloodborne came out, I couldn't afford a PS4 at the time, and so my friend Tommy, God bless his heart, loaned me his PS4 so I could record Tenfey Bloodborne, for which I assume all of y'all were very thankful. Well, basically the same thing happened again. He somehow got a PS5, and I asked him if I could play it while he's at work, and he humbly said yes. So if you're delighted to see this playthrough appear on the Tenfey channel, be sure to give Tommy a thanks. Maybe even a hashtag thanks, but it is a little indulgent. So anyway, I figured let's just play through Demon's Souls. I'm not going to do any gimmicks, standard issue, or any of that nonsense. It's just going to be old-fashioned by the book. Son, the chief sat me down. He was like, look, Ben, now you know I'd rather put anyone on the Demon's Souls remake case, but god damn it, you're all I got right now. You're the only one I can rely on, as sad as that is. Now, this is a by-the-book Demon's Souls playthrough. I don't want them fancy graphics getting in your head. Now, you're going to roll royalty because it's the correct class to play. And I'm like, but Chief, he's like, I want to hear it. I want them stats minimized and maximized and on my desk by Monday morning. I'm like, god damn it, Chief. But I had to accept his rules. He wouldn't let me do it otherwise. I like to think the Chief of Tenfey, he's like my own personal M dude from Womp Comics. I assume y'all are familiar with Womp Comics. I guess I need to hold the controller up so you can hear all the noises coming out of it. Anyway, so we picked royalty. It's considered like the most best starting class. It's the only class that starts at soul level 1, and you get all kinds of busted shit. I guess that's part of being royalty, though. And speaking of royalty, what royal man are we playing as? None other than, how do I open the menu? Look at him. I need to see my screen. The Earl of Cloves. Boys, talk about a dignitary. Look at him, son. He's so fucking tired. Oh, wait, isn't there like a camera mode? No, is that the button? How do you camera mode? Oh, no, I'm your grandpa trying to learn how to use Gmail. Swipe the pad. Touch the pad. There's my toolbar. Here we go. Boom. Okay, whoop, whoop. Anyway, the Earl of Cloves. As you can see, he's already fucking tired of this nonsense, son. I don't know what goes on in Cloves, but being the Earl of that place looks fucking exhausting. I feel for the man, son. Oh, God. Never mind. He's either a vampire or a werewolf or both. I had no idea. This is awful. We can never... I thought we were going to use this mode to, like, get cool thumbnails for my dumb little thumbnails I like to make. But that was fucking horrifying. I don't know. I think we're going to stick to the old-fashioned way where I just kind of look for an interesting frame. And then I, quote-unquote, hide a spooky ghost in it. Okay. Anyway, royalty. The main benefits of royalty. First of all, look at this cool fucking, like, Is this considered a robe or a tunic? What would you call this article of clothing if you were some sort of historian? Anyway, but you start with magic. In fact, I need for my catalyst to be on my offhand. And not only that, you start with a silver catalyst, just like the silver spoon you started with in your mouth. The silver catalyst boosts maximum MP, I believe. Yeah, you can see my MP bar change in real time. He also starts with this tiara, which not only can you throw at moon monsters to destroy them. My phone bleeped and blooped while I was making a Sailor Moon analogy. Well, I gotta look at it. What if it's really important? It wasn't really important. Anyway, I believe this also raises, raises your max MP. He starts with a fragrant ring, which not only makes you smell nice, but you regenerate MP. And I started with the providential ring, which I believe is a new item in this version, that increases item discovery. So we're pretty much fucking set, son. We even start with the Noble Lotus, son. You have to pay extra for that, but it's worth it. Counteract poison. Boys, he's a Def Leppard fan through and through. I believe. Is that not where I'm supposed to fall down? Where's Johnny Cage? To tell me where to fall down. This development. What is this spot on my head that's a different color? Are y'all seeing this? Is it like blood in my hair? I think it is. I think it's the enemy's viscera. It persists. I know how to switch items, idiot. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a famous Dark Souls Let's Player. You have to probe against it and press the run button. Well, that's different. And if it's different, it's bad. Alright, I'm going to hold the controller out because I'm about to cast Soul Arrow. Don't tell the enemies. Hey, idiot. How would you like to get hit with magic? That's right. I'm fucking royalty. You didn't expect the Earl of Cloves to come down here and start hurling soul bolts. Or are they soul arrows? You can feel it in the controller. The controller's got little rumble things in it. Rumble Stiltskin is inside this controller. Son spinning the most straw in the gold. He ain't getting my firstborn young'un. Son. Boom. That's real satisfying. This is the perks of being the Earl of Cloves. See, it's not all. I know he puts on this front. He puts on airs of being quite the exhausted man. But, you know, you get to walk around and black people. You got to think about the good times. Ooh, the crescent moongrass. I'd like to call it the most best grass, but it's actually the weakest grass. I ain't got to edit out nary a fucking loading screen because they're so short, I wouldn't even be able to find them in the Power Director timeline. I've seen loading times so fast, they would be said to have never occurred at all. Son. Well, we're just got to kill everything with magic. That's Demon Souls. See? That's what the chief wants. He's like, thank God. If I was running around with that buckler and trying to like parry mobs, voice the chief would be like, God damn it, God damn it. I like that the chief like goes home from the Tenfey office and then watches the Tenfey video. I guess he has to. He's got to see if I'm fucking following his rules. You got to see how by the book I'm going. Speaking of which, let's parry this knight with our buckler instead of killing him with magic. Boys, I can hear the chief spitting his brandy right now. Chief, you'll notice I parried that just right. Oh no, that one's my fault. I'll accept the blame. Excuse me, the parry timing window, are you familiar with it? Apparently I'm not. Boys, the chief's gonna be rightly pissed. Excuse me, the crescent moongrass is what I ordered. You brought me the Curescenta moongrass, which is actually better, thank you. I'm going to parry this man. He's so he's mad that I haven't parried him yet. What now? They changed something. I didn't just become bad at Demon Souls. Something happened. A number got changed. Are you supposed to do it like right when it's going to hit you? Oh, it is. See, look at that, Chief. Quality content. Whew. Do y'all like the Chief of Tenfey character? If I do a Shonen Jump Tenfey recurring characters poll, does the Chief of Tenfey even get near the top 10? Much less the coveted top 3. Oh no, I jumped the gun fucking so much. Okay, I think we might have gotten good at the game. Takes about 2 night kills to get good. Son, we didn't become the Earl of Cloves just by sitting around casting magic, son. You gotta do the legwork. You gotta get down and parry the people. Did we start with Half Moon Grass? Why was that in that slot? Nothing makes sense. Huh. Okay. Haha. It's very satisfying. This is a pretty game. Pretty fucking dark. I turn the brightness up. Excuse me, the brightness. I've got visual filters. Okay, here we are. These little things where it's like, do this until you can't see like the ghost in the background. Like, I've always had to turn the bright. See, doesn't that look better? You're like, no, God. I miss when the lighting in Tenfey videos was good. I missed the first 10 minutes or so of Demon Souls Remake Tenfey because it went all to shit. Fuck you with a bow and arrow. I shoot magic arrows. I would never touch a crossbow. I'm the Earl of fucking Cloves, son. Physical, tangible arrows disgust me. Okay. I see you up them stairs. Bananas in pajamas, so fucking proud of this man. Get down here. Someone's getting parried. You thought I couldn't do it through the world geometry, but I did. I tell you what, it's going to be a good playthrough. We'll beat this before Tommy gets home. Guarantee it. Your move, dirtbag. Okay, fine. I guess you just aren't refined enough. I guess only a nobleman would recognize a solid RoboCop reference. I should have shot him in the dick. It would have been pure RoboCop. Well, look at you thinking you're going to come over here and hurt me. Oh no, he was right in his assumption. I couldn't see his hand. He was cheating. Okay, there we go. All is redeemed. Alright, the Chief's right. I can't keep fooling around like this, son. Boys, if I get killed by the Vanguard, I'll have to go a week before I can step foot in the office. The Chief will change the key card reader. I won't be able to get in. I'll have to sit out in the lobby and read old magazines. Alright. The trick to beating the Vanguard is to not let him kill you. So if we keep these words in mind and be true to our heart. Hey idiot, I'm going to shoot a magic spell at you and you're never going to hit me. Oh no, please don't. No, Vanguard don't know Yamate. Yamate! Don't let him hit you. Stab him in the ass. Oh. I need you to get caught in an ass pound loop like you do in the original game. My God, I could feel his ass cheeks jiggling through the fucking 6-axis type X or whatever this fucking controller is called. You know, you can't swing that many times in a row. No, don't tell the Chief. Don't tell the Chief.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended. This is the nexus. It holds together the northern land of Boletaria. Thou canst not quit the nexus,
but the 5 archstones will guide thee to the outer lands.
Boys. Oh well, it is what it is. You can't always be good at video games and such. Even the Earl of Cloves has his off days. I'm sure the Chief will understand. Alright. Let's see how much of this I can remember off the cuff. So this is my first time playing this. I've watched some videos of people playing it, but I didn't have access to a PS5 till Tommy brought this damn thing home. So far it feels nice. Ooh. Trying to do sneak attacks on me? Did you not get the memo that I am a magic boy? Of course, even the Earl of Cloves isn't insane enough to use only magic, so you'd have to be some sort of debonair, dashing Espanol man to take on a task like that, and then the Earl of Cloves is just not up to it. So I'm telling you, Soul Arrow. If you're playing this game for the first time, just pick royalty. You can't lose. Why walk towards me? Why not do a jumping attack? I can see why people say this is the correct starting class, because good God. I guess the only time you wouldn't want to pick this class is if you were building like a purely melee character. Because even though he's level 1, I mean, a bunch of his stats are pre-allocated to, to faith, magic, and intelligence. So hard to not use magic in Demon Souls, though. It's so busted. That's why Miyazaki makes it worse every game. Because he's so mad that people had such a good, fun, leisurely time playing Demon Souls with magic, son. Boys, that pissed him off. He decided that never again would it happen, son. Then he watched my Dark Souls 2 magic only playthrough and decided that in Dark Souls 3 it'd be even worse. So what's the itinerary? We'll get through Boletaria Palace real quick, knock that out. Or level 1, I should say, of Boletaria Palace. Then we'll go. We got to get the Crescent Falchion. So, just like the Crescent Moongrass, it also is secretly the best. How did I not hit either of you right then while I was in fucking Quake mode? They did the worst job of ambushing me. Of course, to get the Crescent Falchion requires traversing skeletons. And skeletons are huge assholes. They always are. It's why everybody's such an asshole, because everyone's got an asshole skeleton inside of them. Ironically, an asshole is one of the few things a skeleton doesn't possess. He's just got a big, empty fucking hole in his pelvis. So, it's like the hollow version. And I don't mean like hollow as in a Dark Souls or Demon Souls hollow. I mean like a Bleach hollow. Does that somehow make it make more sense? I'd like to think so. The going through the fog noise also came out in the controller. I don't want to... It's like uncomfortable for me to hold it too close to the mic. Just know that as I'm walking around and shit, I'm feeling like rumbles. Like when I cast a soul arrow, it goes whoop through the controller. I don't know if it necessarily makes that noise. Like right now, that firebomb just went off, the controller went... I think it can sense the enemy's malice. There's like a running bit in the Tenfey channel where I talk about how the enemy character sensed my malice when I'm like trying to sneak up on him. And I'd like to think it inspired somebody at Sony when they were making this controller, because it has malice detection. Sometimes, if you're in the same room as Alice in Chains, it can like give a false positive, so keep that in mind. That's one of those bands that I've heard the name of, and I've probably heard their more popular songs, but I couldn't tell you the name. I sense malice! Uh-huh. We got malice over here. Okay. You guys are real hardy and take 2 soul arrows, son. Gee, hollow soldiers. How come your vitality lets you tank 2 arrows? See, these guys I like, because one and done. It's like the Ronco rotisserie. You set it and forget it. I don't think it's a benefit to have the sounds coming out of the controller. Can we change that? I want y'all to be able to hear the sounds. Audio. Mono mix mode. We're in midnight. Oh, no, we're not in midnight mode. So that's where you have to solve the murders and make friends. It's a Persona 4 joke. I guess. Oh. Precision aim. No, I'm sorry. It's just going to have to live with me. I became a spooky ghost. The ghost of cloves, they called him. Alright, that is a bastard sword, I believe. Which means we can't wield it, because the Earl of Cloves, the last thing I would describe him as is a bastard. You're real cool with your flail attacks, son. Some of us use honorable, refined R1s. Alright, I need one of them showers from Metal Gear Solid 5 to get some of this viscera funk off of me. Well, I just sort of poked that man. Okay. Better not be any boulder rolling shenanigans afoot up here. Look at this nonsense. I'm expected to deal with it too. I knew it was a responsibility becoming the Earl. Do you think the man's first name also just happens to be Earl? Is that how he got the job? He was like the fiefdom. How would you describe Cloves? A township, of course. Probably with an extra E on the end of it. Is there an actual place called Cloves somewhere in the UK? I'd like to think so. Anybody from Cloves watching, leave a comment. Tell me your favorite food you'd like to have your township put on. Cloves are one of those things I hear about. They're like these little tiny, like, podule things. I don't know what they are. I've never, like, cooked with cloves. That man's got a state trooper helmet, which means he's by default an asshole. Whew. Now, I really don't think I should be going over there and fucking with that Red Eyes Knight. Just being this close, just having him appear on the screen, I know is riling up the chief. Maybe once we've opened a shortcut and gotten a cling ring and proven ourselves to be responsible, we might go down there and obliterate that Red Eyes Knight first try. 0 hits. It had to be 0 to hit because he'll probably one-shot me. Son, the busy world of Richard Parry. Oh my god. Could I get any fucking better? I like the added touch that they drop their shit, but then I don't like that you're not allowed to pick it up and be like, this is my shit now. Edge sharpening stone. Well, I hope he doesn't mind that we have it. Now, if I fall down there, I can get a crossbow, and I've already expressed the great disdain that the Earl of Cloves feels towards physical crossbows. It's the one thing he and the Pope agree on. Okay. Blow yourself up. I did it through the power of suggestion. It is very satisfying shooting these soul arrows, son. I gotta tell you. This is pretty terrific. Gee, Earl of Cloves. I thought a fella with a soul arrow. I couldn't find a way to to work the 2 knives, 2 wives angle into that reference. So you're just going to have to take it for the base Simpsons reference that it is. I couldn't put any Tenfey twang on it. Tenfey magic. Tenfey twang. That could be like a country western, but Euro house mix-up group. I think that already exists. I think they were called the Rednecks. They were the shamans that brought us Cotton Eye Joe. Even if you don't like Cotton Eye Joe, like you can't deny its cultural impact. So many people know that song. I'd go so far as to say that if it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd probably been married, you know. Probably a fairly long time ago. It's so stupid. I'm not even trying anymore. Tenfey channel just evolved into me literally just spouting quotes and references. Let's put on the cling ring and become healthy. I want to wear this providential ring, but I also want to have not as little HP as I have. You know what I'm saying? You get me? I like our blue, like Sonic the Hedgehog trail we leave behind us. I like to think somebody as decadent as the Earl of Cloves would have himself a Sonic OC character, and he'd get the finest Deutsch master, like artisans and painters, to like make him ye old deviant art posts about him. I'm sorry, Chief. I gotta try to kill the Red Eye Knight. Look, the fans. I'm doing it for the fans. I'm doing it for y'all. Is there a way to do animations, gestures? They're over here on their like their own little thing. Son, we got the weight. No, why didn't you fucking do it? Because I was slightly moving. Is that supposed to be weight? It looks more like he's like emanating psychic waves. I wish there was like a quick menu I could use. You know, like in all the other Souls games. Good job, Bluepoint. Boys, that man is just minding his own fucking business. Am I the villain of Dark Souls? Why, you're secretly the villain of Dark Souls, and then in quotations, and that's a good thing. This little fucking buckler ain't gonna do much to that man and his fucking spear. You know he's a professional because he uses the most professional of ye old weaponry. We're gonna have to yield a full HP each time, or this motherfucker's gonna kill us. I don't mean to sound cynical, but this red-eyed knight's gonna kill us. Why are you just standing there in the door? Oh no! I didn't mean to goad you. I'm gonna get behind you. I'm gonna do a backstab. Get on my level, knave. Do you think the Earl of Cloves and Sir Knightley like know each other? They gotta hang out in the same circles, right? Do you like the world building between? Is trying to connect the different Tenfey playthroughs and characters, is that the... Oh no, you're not allowed to heal! You're a piece of shit enemy! I'm the hero! I'm the player character! It's like if Westworld, if the characters all had superpowers. No, stop it! You're cheating! Why canst thou resist resorting to cheating? Knave! Do Red-Eye Knights really? Okay, we can get him now. He's so easy. Bog, the chief is sitting on the edge of his seat right now. No! Haha, look at that. God, the chief's got to let me back in the office now. I've always proved myself. That's why he gets so mad. Because despite the flagrant disregard I show that man, I always come through in the end. Because I'm the main character of the Tenfey channel. Son. We got reflections. Excuse me, is my character in the reflection? Does he not get to live in the mirror world? I guess they don't have cloves in the mirror world. What would be the opposite of an earl? First of all, I don't actually know what the title earl entails. In fact, I believe Earl of Cloves comes from a Bugs Bunny card. Remember the Bugs Bunny cartoon where like the sheriff of Nottingham, probably, because he's the only sheriff that ever existed at any point in, like, ye old British lore. But he's trying to keep Bugs Bunny out of the, like, King's Carrot Patch. And at one point, Bugs, like, dresses up as the king and keeps anointing him by hitting him in the head with his scepter. And I believe he calls him Earl of Cloves at one point. Now, the fire shouldn't persist. That's me trying to tell Frampt in Dark Souls why I'm going for the Dark Lord ending. When Frampt catches me and Kaith hanging out at the food court, and I'm like, now, Frampt, look, I appreciate you and your role-playing and your lore and your world-building, but it's just the fire shouldn't persist. Have you heard of Vidya? You should watch all of his videos and you might understand the plot of the game you're in. Let's talk to Ostrava.
That was a bold leap. A surprise indeed. Well, now that you are here, pray thee, fend off these dreglings.
I just noticed that there's no subtitles. Why would there not be subtitles by default? Audio, camera, language. On. Subtitle backing. Y'all probably don't need that. Alright, let's see what he says now.
That was a bold leap. Well, now that you are here, pray...
Alright, this guy. This fucking guy. Good lord. Helpless. But he doesn't know I got magic. Now, this guy's secretly a prince, which means he's royalty. Excuse me? Do they just hand out the title royalty willy-nilly? I thought you had to know cool magic to be royalty. How about that, buddy? Well, look who suddenly became real proud and jumped down.
For your brave rescue. I am Ostrava of Boletaria. Accept this as a token of my gratitude.
He looked down. He was like, really? A brass telescope. Thanks, buddy. You know, back in Cloves, we've got a, what's it called? I was going to say terrarium, but that's not right. The place where there's an observatory. I remembered it. I held L1 to put my shield up, forgetting I had soul arrow equipped, but it was actually the right move. I always stumble my way to victory. Now, he's getting the dog shit beat out of him by that Blue Eyes Knight. I guess I'll rescue you with my cool magic again. I'm trying to not hit you with it, idiot. There, I helped. I get some of the credit. I also get the half moon grass.
Now I take my leave. There is something I must do.
He's got a burstly Amish beard under the helmet. I didn't know. Is what you've got to do walk around and fight draglings? Because, I mean, I've been doing that too, and it's not like I'm on a sacred mission. I guess I am on kind of a sacred mission. No! Why? Ostrava, why are you so bad at not getting hit by me? That's how I justify my abuse. I'm like, why are you always in front of my fist when I angrily swing them? Okay, I'll let you fight that one archer. Okay. Boom. A well-placed firebomb would blow several of them up, but I don't, like, believe in myself enough to well-place it. So we're just gonna use magic. I should have, I would have bought some spice back at the Nexus, but that's right. I got killed by the Vanguard. Are you still fighting that one archer? I thought for sure he was going to walk into that soul arrow. Good God. This man's hard to keep alive. Peter fucking Puffy had an easier time fucking walking home than this piece of shit. I see you all hanging out in the stables. Pretending to be horses, no doubt. What else would a man do in an empty stable? Okay. No, there was one more. Without spice, we have to rely on our fragrant ring to regenerate our mana. Yeah, what a shame. You showed up when they're all dead. Oh no, the bill was left and already paid, and then you finally came out the bathroom. How convenient. Alright. Maybe a little melee is in order. Just to get our vigor back up. A riposte! I can't even ask Hidetaka Miyazaki for it. Spoilers, he didn't work on this game. It was made by Blue Point. I don't know anything else about them. I think they did the Shadow of the Colossus remaster, which I've never played. If it's an underlying fundamental aspect of Demon's Souls, I can blame Miyazaki for it, because, you know, he directed the original game. But if it's like something to do with like the new, shinier, smoother version of the game, then unfortunately I can't blame him, son. He's going to be watching this playthrough so smugly, knowing that he's immune to my baseless accusations. We did a little pirouette. That was adorable. Can I do that again? Hoo-hoo! It's our running R1. Ho-ho! The Earl of Cloves special. He calls it the thrust of cloves. That's also a move he uses in the bedchamber. You probably get a fair number of ladies when you're an earl of what do we call it? Township. You're like, forsooth, my lady. How about we retire to mine bedquarters, and I showest thou my thrust of cloves. I like that even the Earl of Cloves uses my vaguely D&D Greg quote-unquote seductive voice. Is that my seductive voice? You might find this hard to believe, but I don't generally try to seduce people. So I don't know if that's the voice I would use, but I guess I have to now. Hey, baby. I started using this voice ironically for you two, but now I can't stop talking like this. I so expertly dodged that arrow by bending down to pick up an item. Oh, good fucking job. That'd be like if I was in the Wild West and we did a draw, and when they shot, I just stepped to the left. And I was like, good fucking job shooting me, dumbass. And then I'd fire a magic arrow out of my hand. I wonder if people in ye old Western times, they probably wouldn't take very well to that. I mean, people nowadays probably wouldn't take well to you shooting a magic bolt out of your hand. But I believe we've all seen enough video games and anime to, like, at least understand some notion of what it could mean. I was about to say, excuse me, men were supposed to jump off the roof and try to murder me with an axe. I need my money back. That's me at the super hardcore role-playing brothel in Ishizoku Reviewers. I'm like, I paid to have axemen jump off the roof and try to murder me. Pow. I'm hoping like hell that gets an English Blu-ray release. Son, remember kids, support the anime titties you believe in. That's why I have Outlaw Star on DVD and Blu-ray. Boys, my friend Brian Lee started watching Outlaw Star at my behest. I'm telling you. He'll get there eventually. Okay. Let's see how the Draglin Merchant's doing here in the remaster. Well, ain't you just fucking pleasant to look at?
Good day to you. Care to look over my wares? Mostly stolen, but who's telling eh?
What do you got to say for you? Well, I guess I'll buy something before I start demanding he makes small talk with me. A long sword is long. Do I even have, like, the wherewithal to equip it? It just needs 10 strength. I feel like I don't have that much. I could also buy a club, and you could hit me with a club. A spear, it's the sensible, mature weapon to use, but once again, 11 and 10. We can also buy plate fucking armor, but I feel like the Earl of Cloves, he doesn't exactly lift. So I don't know if he can walk around with all this heavy shit strapped to him. He wears armor during, like, ceremonies, but he has, like, servants propping him up and, like, helping him move around. They're like his handlers. Let's look at what our stats are before we buy anything.
Brave knight or lowly fodder. The demons snatched their souls regardless of their station, plummeting them all into madness. And those who dare cling to their humanity were hunted down. It is the end of Great Boletaria as we know it. But hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle.
He went from, like, that laugh to, like, back to stone lily-faced. I don't like the way he's, like, eyeballing me either, son. I don't like his draggling gaze objectifying me. Boys, I can't wait to figure out what his Twitter handle is so I can give him a thorough talking to. Oh, we needed to look at our stats.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, the sound is like, when I rotate the camera, it's fading out. We need it to be less like that. Let's see. Does the mono mix mode fix it?
All right. What'll it be then? Go ahead. Take your time.
Okay, it doesn't seem to fade out as much. All right, what are my stats? Let's turn our back to this obviously trustworthy man. We've got 9 strength, 12 dexterity. Now, that means we could two-hand a spear.
All
I
right.
think we should do it. Even the Earl of Cloves knows that a spear is the correct weapon to use, especially if he's trying to impress dragoon ladies. And who could blame him? Who am I to tell that man that he ought to try to impress dragoon ladies? Ooh. Let's see how more powerful my thrust of cloves is. Oh no, it became the slice of cloves. Son. There we go, my R2. He does a dainty hop. You know the Earl of Cloves is getting serious when he has to bust out the two-hander. Boys. He must have gotten into the good mead. Whichever one of his concubines is in there with him that night, boys, she's going to need a ye old ice pack to sit on the next day. Well, look at this nice open area. I believe there was a wall here in the original. This is a really pretty game. Like, this actually looks like a next-gen game. Like, it doesn't just look like a 360 game that's a bit better. Like most fucking PS4 era games are. I wonder if they'll remake Dark Souls using this engine. I mean, if it makes enough money, why wouldn't they? The Soldier's Lotus. That sounds like the lotus of a lowly man. Now, there are spear boys here. But I think we can ice them with a little bit of magic. It's not even ice magic either. Ooh. Ah. Son. Not only did we kill both of them, but we gave the secret name of the Patriots. Half a moon of grass. Alright, here's the thing. There's good items over there, but there's also ye old asshole dragons. And I really don't feel like dealing with them. Although there is a ring there that's kind of like Havel's ring. The ring of great strength that would let us wear heavier armor. And even though we're royalty, you know, it'd be nice to have some armor. Maybe some metal greaves and metal gauntlets. Greaves and gauntlets. That sounds like the name of a chain of armories that they have back in clothes. Now, if we walk out on that bridge, a dragon comes. And then also breathes fire all over it. And it's not good. We don't want that while we're standing there. The good thing, though, is that he'll kill most of these men. The one thing, or one of the many things that I appreciate about dragons is how they'll kill men for you. Well, excuse the fuck out of me, your hitbox goes just a little bit further. Was that in the original? Somebody get the old man from Limit Breakers here to justify this nonsense. Alright, what you're supposed to do if you want the items over there is you get him going on, breathing on the bridge, and you haul ass over there and try to grab it before he comes back. But the problem is, there's another dragon over there waving its tail around, and it just kind of randomly knocks the shit out of you, and it'll one-shot you, son. What man wouldn't get one-shot by Dragon Tail? Now, if you summon him and try to immediately run over there, he generally turns around. He's up to your shenanigans. He knows. He knows that you went on YouTube and saw a guide on how to get across or how to get those items. All right. Unfortunately, these two crossbow men exist outside the dragon's range of ire, so they don't get obliterated quite as easily. It does mean that we're in a safe spot, though. Yeah, fuck off. Nobody's impressed with a dragon that breathes fire. If you were one of them dragons that like breathes electricity or ice, maybe you'd have a chance. But fire-breathing dragons, they're played out, son. Let's open a shortcut. I realized as I was pulling that lever that it doesn't actually open a shortcut. It opens the boss door. With the next lever we pull will open a shortcut. I know y'all are around the corner trying to pretend you're cool. God, 2 of them with 1 thrust. I'm telling you, ever since I got this spear, I've been thrusting off draglins with both hands. Pine resin. Can you really rub pine resin on a weapon and set it on fire? Like, is it flammable? What goes on in here? Bunch of people standing around pissing me off, thinking they're hucking hot shit. Guess what? When you're being targeted by a magic boy, everyone's equal in the eyes of Earl of Cloves. Equally likely to get magic bolted to death for their insolence. Okay. Let's keep on keeping on. I saw you lurking in the murky darkness, throwing fire bombs indoors. Boys, did you never see an after-school PSA about how dangerous that is? Alright, you two think you're real fucking clever, but you're not clever enough to not have me shoot you to death with magic. So how smart could you be? These fucking things are hard to stab to death because they're an amorphous blob whose face is a literal shield. But you can magic them to death. You could get their shield if you bought the Platinum Ballers edition of the game, but spoilers, remember, we're playing Tommy's copy, and he did not get the Platinum Ballers edition. And God bless him for it. Oh, you also notice we're playing offline, and that's because Tommy doesn't have PS Plus. Son, Tommy believes all internet gameplay should be free, except World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy XIV. His 2 vices, his weaknesses. Hey, shitlord. Oh no, please don't shoot a physical spear at me. The sound of the soul going into your body in this vaguely makes me think of Symphony of the Night. Here's an actual shortcut being opened. And just like that, we're to the boss. And we did it all in one continuous loop, I believe. So that means that we don't have to worry about enemies. They're all dead. Now, the best way to deal with this fucking thing: 2 pine resin and fire bombs. Thought you all would remember it better if I did it as a little jingle. Alright, we're going to go in here and light this fucking thing up. So, yeah, you're real fucking intimidating, buddy. I tell you what. Oh no, our hubris. Ooh. Ah. E. Oh, I'm doing it again. Don't tell the la. Alright, that ought to be enough of that. Let's put fire on this fucking thing. Son, you know the Dragoon ladies will lower their sunglasses and give you a sultry look if they see you enchant your spear with fire. You're like, that's right, baby. I deal elemental damage. I don't care if your little fucking boys, your little slime boys, are stabbing me. I'm going to get to your juicy center one way or the other. Might as well heal, though. Not because I'm worried or anything. Heaven forbid. Heaven fucking forbid. Alright, so I'm not going to bother muting the game's music and putting in my own boss music like I would in a normal one of my playthroughs, because it delights me so. But I'm probably going to have to edit in at least a Final Fantasy Victory fanfare, y'all. You got to give me something. I got to have something to work with. Also, we're now real boys again because we killed a demon and attained a power that's beyond human imagination. I didn't actually read it. Is that what it said? Oh well, let's go back to the Nexus. I know what you're thinking. Oh no, Ben has to edit out a loading screen. Do I? Or could we sit here for the briefest of fucking moments?
Welcome back. The monumental awaits the above. The monumental will explain the nexus to thee.
Cool. Cool beans. I guess I'll go talk to the monumental. God. It's not like I want to advance the game plot or anything. Baka. Do you know there are items hidden in the Nexus? They're like on platforms and shit. I wonder if we can find them. It only requires falling to your death. Yeah, I see it right over there. I guess we'll get it on the way down. The monumental sitting up there so excited, ready to give us the biggest speech. And they look down and just see us throwing ourselves off the ledge. And they're like, maybe that guy's not the hero that we need. Hey, buddy.
We have long awaited you, slayer of demons. I am one of the monumentals. We preserve the fabric of reality. There is a tale I wish to tell you. Once, we too a scourge of demons faced. In the distant past, under benevolent rule, the world was united owing to the soul arts. Until the lust for power caused the awakening of the Old One. Across the land seeped a colorless, deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to its slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and most of the world lost, erased by the fall. In order to mend the fabric of what lands still remained, we entrusted 6 leaders with 6 precious archstones, one to the king of a small yet industrious land, one to the king of the burrowers underground, one to the wise queen of the great ivory tower, one to the chieftain of lost and ill-fortuned souls, one to the shaman of the tempest-worshipping shadowmen, and the last to the great giants of the northern lands. The archstones were placed in the fringelands that survived. We contained the Old One here below the Nexus, and prohibited the soul arts. Finally, we became monumentals, half-living sentinels of the fabric of reality. Alas, the other monumentals have perished, and only I remain. Now it is your turn. You must lull the Old One back to its slumber, and seal it away for all eternity. If not, a deep fog will absorb all that we know. Have you the strength to bear this burden?
I like how they phrased that in a way that if we said no, they'd be like, oh, I didn't knowst thou was such a wimp, such a weakling. Perhaps thou could go home and play video games.
Yes, fortunate indeed to have you. Now, go forth and destroy every last demon. The old one, without demons to feed its souls, will a new servant seek and lure you to its bosom.
Well, there we go. I figured on this playthrough we might as well actually pay attention to the lore. Son. As rich as it is, the rich, creamy lore. Now, there is an item down there. I believe it is a stone of ephemeral eyes. So to get downstairs, we go over here, of course. Now, we have to decide whether or not we're going to care about world tendency. Because if we do, if we want to get all the worlds to pure white world tendency, we can't afford to die inside the worlds. Because the only way we can really raise our soul level in offline mode is killing the bosses. But if you die in human form in one of the worlds, it lowers... I guess I could have gone down the stairs on this side. It lowers the world tendency. Which means the best course of action is to kill yourself here in the Nexus. Excuse me. Glottal error during an unnecessary tutorial. But yeah, if we do that, we'll go back to soul form, and then we'll have to wear the cling ring again. You know, either that or have half HP. But we won't have to worry about if we die. Now, the counterpoint to that is we could try to be good at the game and just not die, even in body form. But if we fuck that up, there's really no way to reverse it. Because the only other way, really, to raise world tendency, I think, is to destroy Dark Phantom Invaders. And we're not really going to get any of those in offline mode. What would we get? Pure white world tendency in Boletaria means we could go fight Mildred the Executioner. That's an optional thing. Let's see, and if we do it in Stonefang Tunnel, we can get the Dragon Bone Smasher, but spoilers, I'm not planning on doing a strength build. I told you, the Earl of Cloves doesn't lift, son. He has servants to do that for. Lift servants. So they also give him a ride to the airport. And even though they work for him, he still gives them 1 out of 5-star rating, son. The man's a tyrant. I like how differently this guy's characterization, like, it jumps from moment to moment. He's very inconsistent. So I don't care about the Dragon Bone Smasher. In Latria, we could free Lord Rydell from his cage and maybe get his phosphorescent pole, but I don't care about that. In World 4, we could get the magic sword Makoto, and that crazy guy, the Wanderer guy, will try to kill us for it. And in World 5 at Pure White, you can meet Garl Vinland's sister. We'll just call her Sister Vinland, because I'm sure she's a lady at the church. And I don't have much use for her either. So I don't think I'm going to worry about it. Plus, I kind of want to fight the primeval demons, and you can only fight them when you get the world tendency down towards pure black. So, now that was fatal, really. Really. I guess it don't matter. We died in the Nexus anyway. All of my pontificating. So, thought I'd bust out one of them big words for you. There's big words that I vaguely know the meaning of. By falling down there, but yeah, if we just fuck up and die in the Nexus, then, you know, tit for tat. What can you do, son? So where does it want us to fall from to get that item? If where I fell from was wrong and bad. If the guy from Two Stupid Dogs would yell at me that it was cute, but it's wrong, then let's see. Perhaps if we were to go further down the stairs. Let's try falling right here. Boom. So you can't land on that little ledge. Apparently it's covered in fucking grease and Crisco. I think shenanigans, physics, space shenanigans too, the worst kind. Son. Now how the hell do you want me to go about this Hidetaka? Nope. Well, no, this was in the original game. Miyazaki designed it. I get the yell out of him. He can't use Blue Point as his shield against the criticism. It's probably something real obvious. I didn't think this much of the playthrough was going to be taken up with me being bad at the game's platforming. I don't think I can land on those little cubes coming out of the wall either. What to do? Oh well. Maybe we'll just leave that sour grapes ass item right where it is. There's a magic boy here we could talk to and learn another spell. How many spell slots I got? Good. Okay, memory. I guess just one. I guess the Earl of Cloves isn't allowed to hover over his stats to see what they mean. Okay. I was going to say Water Veil could be useful, but we don't need it right this second. Let's buy some spices, since they must flow.
You new here? Are you here for my services? The name's Baldwin. I'm just an ordinary blacksmith. It's simple. Just bring me all the souls you can. In trade, I'll give you weapons. Or forge the ones you already have. With your souls, I can eke out a living. And with my weapons, you can go on living. Not a bad deal, eh?
And I like this man's no-nonsense business attitude. And I like his one cool gauntlet. So it can't be a JRPG style game unless a character just inexplicably has one gauntlet. Alright. Let's see here. Fresh spice. I reckon we ought to have just a couple for the road. Tide us over till lunch. Let's upgrade our spear. That sounds fun. That's a fun thing to do. If you were taking a dragoon lady on a first date and like didn't know what to do, go in to get your spears upgraded, son. You know she won't scoff at it. You look different than I remember you looking. What do you got to say?
Stockpile, Thomas. When the Scourge came, I didn't know what hit me. When I came to, I found myself here in this nexus. My wife and daughter fell victim to the demons. But I would be worthless in battle. At the very least, I hope to lend my assistance to you brave slayers of demons. I would be happy to lighten your load and look after any excess baggage.
I like how this guy's like just basically a hoarder, but he somehow turned it into a career, son. It's the Bolitarian dream. Alright, I've got shit that weighs. Shit that weighs. And I don't need it in my inventory just at the moment. So why don't you hang on to that for me? Bastard swords. Nope. Mail breakers. Nah. I'll keep my rapier in case I need to do any flourishes. Oh yeah, the old ragged robes I can't even wear. They're for ladies only. Boys. Can't believe in the current year that men can't wear raggedy robes.
Best of luck to you.
Thanks, buddy. Now, I have his dead daughter's hairpin. I picked it off of a corpse. Is it not considered a key item? It's not. The kind worn by commoners, but it looks real nice. Why you got to talk about it like that? Jesus. Son, it's not all about the manufacturer's suggested retail price. Let's see if he notices it now.
I'm keeping a close watch on your belongings.
Alright, we ain't got to listen to everything the NPCs say, I guess.
When the Scourge came. When I came to, I was in this nexus. I wish I could do more.
Oh, you did all you could, buddy.
Maiden cared for me. She says very little, but poor girl. If only something could be done.
Son, he's explaining why the Candle Maiden is his wife. Don't let the demons take it from you. Okay.
Brave soul, for whom death is no fear. Prithee, lull the old one.
Crowd talks too slow for me to leave all their dialogue in. Y'all get fucking bored as shit watching this, I guarantee it.
Seekest thou?
Alright, we can level up now. She sounds really far away. Did that sound option I changed make it worse? Oh, okay. So we could turn this on so we could hear people more better. Well, that might make the...
Thou seekest the power of the... Then touch the demon. Soul of the mind.
There you go. You can properly hear her saying her little chant. Alright, to start with, we need to make ourselves more survivable. So, endurance and health are must-haves. I like that we can, you know, spend all of our souls, level up at once. In the original Demon Souls, you had to do it like, you had to click on each one and go up one level at a time. Signed. 2009, what a time to be alive. Or was it 08? Probably 8 in Japan, 9 in America, who the hell knows? It's not like you could look it up on the internet or anything. Baka.
Art thou finished? May thy strength help the will.
Thanks, Dollface. Okay. I think we're getting ourselves set up to be good at the game. So let's keep this train a-rolling. You're like, what do you mean set up to be good at the game? You already got killed by the Vanguard in the opening, and then fell off a ledge in the Nexus. I'm like, 'twas intentional. 'Twas a strategic death. Fool. The Earl of fucking Cloves doesn't have to explain himself to you. Son, he's like, what's her name? The lady in that Star Wars movie. That's a huge bitch, but we're not supposed to call her out for it. Okay. I want the Crescent Falchion. And the Crescent Falchion's here at the Shrine of Storms. But as we were discussing earlier, there's some fucking Sanic-ass skeletons just rolling around. And they're right motherfuckers to deal with, even with a spear. But I have it on good authority that skeletons are not fans of blunt damage, son. They're all too straight-laced. And there just so happens to be a blessed mace fairly easily obtainable here in the Valley of Defilement. So we're going to go there first. And luckily the crowd here are quite susceptible to spears and soul arrows. So just a quick loading screen away. I don't even have time to take a proper sip. Actually, the can's almost empty. I'm sorry, y'all. I couldn't get a purple monster for this recording, son. I think I made them too popular by constantly, quote-unquote, shilling them in my videos. And now everyone who shops at the same Food Lion that I do must buy them up because they're the only ones that are ever out of stock. So I've been reduced to drinking a white Monster Energy. Talk about cliche. And also talk about Chrono Trigger. That's a video game. Link to the Past. Now that's a Zelda. I'm going to channel my pure 30-something-year-old boomer energy when I drink the white monster. If the video game didn't come out in the 1990s, I don't even want to hear about it. Now, these guys take like 3 soul arrows, but I'm more than happy to give that to them, son. Don't say the Earl of Cloves isn't generous, for he doles out magical justice with impunity. He's a believer in the true equality of being killed by magic. I believe I've already made a similar joke earlier. Oh no, I don't have the strength to one-hand stab. Cool, 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 cool. A man's behind me. I can feel him. I could feel the waves of mistrust emanating inside the controller. Could the waves of mistrust have been wrong? Did I already kill that man? Mama, did I just kill a man? I hear people doing like fake karate moves and shit down there. Alright, if we want to be ye old cool guys. Boom. We could just fall down here. I find that 3 good stabbings and some fall damage is more than enough to take these fellers out. So an old southern man's guide to properly min-max in Dark Souls. Now what you're going to do is, as soon as you gain access to the Archstones via the Monumental's power, you're going to want to head to the Valley of Defilement. Now I know what you're thinking, but old southern man, I wanted me a Crescent Falchion. Why am I going to the Valley of Defilement? I'll tell you what, you get you that blessed mason, ooh-wee. Them skeletons will crumble right smart, I guarantee. He became that Creole chef, Justin I believe was his name, so quickly. Do you know who I'm talking about? If I got to open another White Monster Energy and be like, yep, that Creole man in the suspenders. Now that was a PBS cooking show. Was he on PBS? This has become an exceptionally rambly Tenfey video. Banter. Somebody was kind enough in the last standard issue night video I put up to inform me. Oh no. It was whoever had enough stamina to swing their spear one more time would be decided the victor. It was like how at the end of the first World Martial Arts tournament that Goku participated in, Master Roshi asked Jackie Chun, had to go in there and humble him. And they just about knocked each other. Well, they did knock each other out at the end. I'm telling you. Describing the plot to Dragon Ball. Nothing makes you more attractive to the ladies. Compound that with your spear sharpening date. I'm telling you. Even Dragoon ladies have to like Dragon Ball Z because it has dragon in the title.